Here's a statement so simple a 10-year-old can understand it. Take any even number bigger than 2, 4, 6, 20, 100. Every single one of them can be written as two prime numbers added together. 4 is 2 plus 2. 6 is 3 plus 3. 20 is 3 plus 17. That's it. That's the whole claim. It sounds almost too obvious to bother proving. And yet, this little sentence has defeated every mathematician on Earth for nearly 300 years. It's called the Goldbach conjecture, and nobody knows for sure if it's true. Let's play with it. 8 is 3 plus 5, 10 is 5 plus 5, or 3 plus 7. 12 is 5 plus 7, 28 is 5 plus 23, 100 is 3 plus 97. Try it yourself with any even number you like, and it just works, every single time. And here's the strange part. The bigger the number gets, the more ways there are to split it into two primes. It starts to feel less like a coincidence and more like a law of nature. But in mathematics, feeling sure is not the same as knowing. Here's a picture that makes it almost spooky. For each even number, count how many different ways you can write it as two primes. Plot all those counts, and you get this. Mathematicians call it Goldbach's comet. Look at what it does. As the numbers grow, the count doesn't shrink towards 0, it explodes upward. For a number like 1 million, there are over 10,000 different ways to write it as two primes. The conjecture isn't just barely hanging on, it looks wildly, overwhelmingly true. There seems to be no possible room for it to ever fail. So, why can't anyone prove it? Here's where it gets strange. There's a weaker cousin called the weak Goldbach conjecture. Every odd number above 5 is the sum of 3 primes. For almost 3 centuries, even that one resisted. Then, in 2013, a mathematician named Harold Helfgott finally cracked it. The weak version is now a proven theorem. But the strong one, every even number as just 2 primes, is still standing, completely unproven. We can prove the harder-sounding cousin, and still not the simple sentence a child can grasp. And it's not for lack of trying. Computers have now tested every even number up to 4 quintillion. That's a 4 followed by 18 zeros. Every single one of them is the sum of 2 primes, not one exception, ever. The conjecture first appeared in a letter from Christian Goldbach to Leonhard Euler back in 1742. Euler couldn't prove it, and in the 280 years since, nobody else has either. 4 quintillion checks, 0 failures, and still no proof that it always works. So that's 21, a sentence simple enough for a child, true for every number we've ever tested, and still nobody can prove it must always hold. Brain, 0, math, 20, round 21, another draw. The even numbers keep splitting into primes, perfectly every single time, as if they're following a rule that nobody is allowed to read. Subscribe, the whole streak is linked from the start, and maybe you'll be the one who finally reads it.